let's get rid of all of this commented out code because it's not necessary anymore, and that is just taking up space that it's not necessary. Everything is there. We have that. Let's see, what else can we do? Okay, that's totally fine. In fact, for now, because we understand how to create other kind of microphones, we can just go ahead and get rid of all of this, because you should have this right now. Let's get rid of this. And I don't need this. Okay, save, give a run and see. All right, so we still see things happening there. That's very good. Now, we talked about a constructor earlier, and we understand what a constructor does and all the great things. However, you notice every time we want to create a new object or a new different microphone, we'll have to go do the same thing. Meaning, if I want to create, let's say, a new kind of microphone, I can say microphone, again, using that class type, new mic, and I say new microphone as such. And I always have to pass this name, color, and model. So I'm going to say new mic, color is going to be green, model is going to be something like that, okay? That's what I always will have to do. Now, although this is great, but it doesn't give all the flexibility that we want, okay? Now, what we can do now is for every class that we create, we can actually create also multiple constructors. That is the beauty of Java. So here, we said before that every class has this implicit constructor that comes with, as long as we don't create our own, right? So the moment we create one constructor, the implicit empty constructor is gone, the first one that we saw. So to actually reclaim it, we have to create a new one. So I'm going to say public, I'm going to say microphone as such, and then make it just like that. So this is indeed a new constructor which we've added to our microphone. If you save this, you notice that now if we come down here, I can create this microphone using that constructor that we created, meaning this one here, right? The second one, the bigger one. Or I can go ahead and also use this other way of creating. I can say microphone other mic is equal to new mic. It's like that. Now we are invoking the empty constructor, this one here. Okay, that's what we're doing here. So now if I go ahead and say other mic dot set color other mic like that, you notice we are able to do all sort of things. In fact, I can come down here and say other mic dot get color, because we just set the colors. All right, yes, there we go. In fact, I think I have to say s out inside of a println here, put that inside, save and run, control run. There is other mic is showing there. Very good, right? So we're able to use this other empty constructor here, as you can see. So that gives us more flexibility now, right? Because now it says, okay, anybody that's going to be using this class, they can use either one of those. You can use this empty constructor or this other constructor. This is called overloading constructor. In fact, I can create as many constructors as I want. I can come down here and say public, again, because this constructor has to have the name of the class. That's very important. And I can say this one will just have string name and string color. All right, just like that. Oops, sorry. And I'm going to say this dot name is going to be equal to name. Okay. This dot color is going to be equal to color. So I'm just setting up this new constructor here, which I can use inside of my class. Let's create another one. I'm going to say microphone grand mic. So it's a new microphone like that. And I can either use the one that's just say the name. I'm going to say grand, and color is going to be yellow. And it's totally fine, because now this grand microphone here that we're going to be using is going to be using this other microphone constructor, which only has 2 parameters. All right, so there's all this flexibility now that we have. Now, here's the thing. If I were to add another parameter here that says int model, what do you think is going to happen? Aha, we have a problem, because now what's happening is that our parameters, right, that we're passing are the same as the previous one. So The one caveat here is that when you create multiple constructors for your classes, you have to be careful not to have the same number of parameters, because then it's going to say, well, you already have that, which makes sense, right? Because all of them, because their constructors have the same name, as we said before, as the class name. The only differentiation here, when we are overloading, it has to be the number of parameters. That's why this is not helping. However, if I say something else instead of model, say capacity, whoops, like that. Okay, so we can't do that. We can add something else, string manufacturer, like that. That still works. I can keep adding more and more and so forth. Okay, so that is the contract that you will have now with different overloading, as we call it, constructors. So now you can start giving a little bit of more pizzazz to your classes and give it a little bit more flexibility for the creation of the objects. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 constructors. Okay, this is what we call overloading constructors.